In this video, I'm going to show you how you can create tables in WordPress just like this. So at the end of this video, I'm going to show you how I was able to create this table and then how I inserted it in this article. So if you find this video helpful, I'll kindly request that you support me by liking it and also by subscribing to my channel. All right, let's get into it. So at the end of this video, I'll create this table and then I'll insert it in these articles. As you can see, this is the article that we are going to insert the table after I have created it, and for this I'll do it in WordPress. Now to get started, you need to go ahead and create a table in your website, and for this I'm doing it on a WordPress website. All you need to do is to go ahead and log into your dashboard, and once you are logged in, go to plugins here. Now from plugins, we need to go ahead and add a plugin to be able to do this. So click on add plugin, and from here search for a plugin called WordPress, just like that. Then search for it. Now if you can't find it, try combining the word WordPress as one, and you'll see the plugin is here. WordPress, it is written as one word, and it is by this author. So as you can see, mine is already installed and activated. Go ahead and install yours and then activate it. Once you have activated it, now if you come to your WordPress menu, you'll be able to see a TablePress option on your menu here. So go ahead and click on TablePress, and once you click on it, choose add new table. So for our case, we want to create a new table. Go ahead and click on add new table. Now at this point, you have to give your table a name. So for my case, I'll give it a name, supplies statistics, just like that. And then you can give it a description, or you can leave it blank. This is optional. For my case, I'll leave it blank. And now here you have to choose the number of rows and columns that you want your table to contain. For my case, I'll have 4 rows and 6 columns, just like that. And here we go. And once you're done, go ahead and click on add table. Now here you can see your table has been successfully created. So if you scroll down, you can see we have a table ID and we have a short code for the table. This is what we shall use to insert our table in our WordPress or a post. Now if you feel that you want to make any change on your table, maybe the rows are too many, or you want to add a column, you can simply do it here. To do that, you can add your columns or rows, as well as you can reduce your rows or columns. For that, if you want to add maybe a row, you can just go ahead and click here. This is the side you can do your adjustment on your rows and columns. For instance, we want to add maybe more rows. These are 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe I want to make it 6, so I can just add 2. If I click on add 2, you can see we have 2 more added. On the other side, we have quite a number of columns, and I'd like to go ahead and delete these columns just to 4. So to do that, it is also simple. You can go ahead and manipulate your table or edit your table. For our case, we want to go ahead and delete some columns. For this case, I want to delete 2 of them. For that, I'll just go ahead and add the number of columns that I want to delete, and then instead of using the add function this time around, I'll use the delete function to reduce the number of columns. And as you can see here, I have reduced them. If you still need to reduce by 1 more, you can still go ahead, enter the number, and then click the function, and you can see they have reduced. Now at this point, we want to go ahead and enter the data in our table, now that we have our table here. For this case, I want to enter items, and then I also want to enter the number of days. So for my case, on the first column here, I'll put the number of days. Here we go. And then on this row, we want to enter the supplies or the items. So for my case, I will enter here. These are the supplies. Great. So I want to enter the total number of items that were supplied on these 5 days from Monday to Saturday. So under segment, maybe I just go ahead and put a sample data. So I'll quickly enter sample data here. And here we go. I have entered data for each day and for each item, as you can see here. Now our table is complete. It's time to go ahead and maybe just make some few adjustments before I can share it on my web post. Now the next thing you need to do from here, now that you have your table name, you have your table content here, and you have also adjusted the table according to the number of columns and the rows that you need. Go ahead and look for this option called table option. Now under this, you can go ahead and add headers and footer. So this will go ahead and distinguish your header and footers on your table. For that, I'll go ahead and, as you can see here, we have a header, and I also want to distinguish the footer, so I'll also add one so that table footer is added, that the last one row will be the table footer. Once this is done, now you can go ahead and choose whether you want to display the table name. For my case, I want to display, so I'll take this, show the table name, and choose the location. If you want the table name to be above, you can leave it as that, above the table, or if you want to change the position, you can change this to below. So I like it to be above. You can also decide whether you want to display the table description. For my case, I even didn't create table description, but if I had, I don't want to display the table description. For the side of SS classes, I don't want to add any other code. I'm just okay with this. Now we also have here the last section, table features for site visitors. Now, if you want your visitors maybe to have the power to go ahead and sort your table, to be able to sort items from your table, if you want to give your visitors that option, you can go ahead and enable this sortings option. So if you enable this, they'll be able to maybe sort for the table by visitors. We have enabled the visitors to filter or search the table. If your table is quite too long, and you know that your visitors might have a hard time identifying or locating any items or entries on your table, you can go ahead and enable this. For my case, I don't want them to filter the table or use any search function or even to scroll through the table. I just want to display, so I'll go ahead and disable all these features. And at this point, I'm done. Now, once you're done, it's time to go ahead and save the changes by clicking on Save Changes down here. And by that, our table has been successfully saved. Now, once this is done, it's time to go ahead and add this table in our article. Now, as you can see, I have here an article, and I'd like to go ahead and add this table just below this article, or just after the second paragraph. To do so, go ahead and choose this short code for the table. As you can remember, I told you that we shall use the short code to share the table or to add the table in our article. So go ahead and click on it to copy. So you can see it has been copied, and then go ahead and identify the article you want to add the table. I want to add it here. So go ahead and place your cursor at the location you want to add your table using the short code. And once you're done, choose this option here, code. Currently, this article is in visual format, but for you to be able to add the short code, you'll need to go ahead and change your article to code format. So if I go ahead and tap on code, you can see the display has changed and the cursor is still blinking here. So I'll go ahead and add the short code here, and here we go, it has been added. Once you're done, now you can go ahead and switch to visual, and here we go, it has been added. Now, if you don't switch to code format before pasting the short code, you will have just copied this as plain text, and that will not affect the code, or the table won't be captured. Now, once you're done, if it is a new article, you can now go ahead and click on publish. If you had already published it, now you can proceed and click on update. And here we go, our post has been updated. Now it's time to go ahead and see how it will appear to visitors. For that, I'll need to go ahead and visit this web page or this post as a visitor. And now if I scroll down, look at that, our table has been added. So if I go ahead and open the post, now you can see how it will appear, or it appears to visitors. Look at that, here is our heading as I put it. And then we have the various columns and the rows with all the entries. So you can see it looks just wow. And you can also still go ahead and make any changes if you still need to do so. So that's how you create tables and add them in a post in WordPress. If you have any other question, kindly let me know in the comment section. Otherwise, if this video is helpful, please like it and also subscribe. Thanks for watching, and let's meet in the next video.